young women might owe her more than they think?
You know, I learned something a long time ago. Mothers, grandmothers, women generally, men generally, don't expect gratitude from anybody. That's not the way you want to comport your life, because you'll be disappointed every minute. So no, I don't think these young women should be beholden. And I think I think there were mistakes made, because I think the impression was, and I know this was inadvertent, but nevertheless an impression was made that some of her surrogates went up to New Hampshire and basically lectured young women that they, just what you said, they owed it to Hillary. And that didn't go over. And I don't think that was the right message. I think people should want to vote for Hillary because they like what she's saying and they think she'll be the president, period. I mean, I have a daughter who is 38 now, and I'm sure she didn't grow up the way I grew up. She didn't have to fight her way into the workplace, so she's living a different life. And I don't know what she wants out of the president, but it doesn't depend on what we do. You know, there have always been women journalists, as you well know, war correspondents going back to all the wars, the Civil War. Cokie Roberts has a great book on the women of the Civil War. So journalism has always been a home for women. But there have never been many. And now there are. There are lots and lots of women in journalism. And they're bubbling up to the top. They're running shows. Susan Zawitsky is a woman at CBS that runs 48 Hours. We've had women running broadcasts. It's complete.
I mean, you covered Carter. He was your first president. And he was an outsider. How's this different? How's Trump different?
The first thing that comes to mind when you ask for the contrast is that Jimmy Carter was the one who brought religion into the Oval Office. He talked about religion throughout the campaign, his belief in God, his faith. And I think he was the first president probably in 100 years, if not more, to do that. I covered Scoop Jackson in that campaign. And he ran around saying, this is awful, this is awful. We can't have presidents talking about religion all the time. But that was a sea change. And Donald Trump doesn't do anything like that. There couldn't be a greater contrast between two people. Jimmy Carter, you know, he comported himself with complete dignity. And he thought that was important for the office. He was a very serious man. So there's no, I can't compare Donald Trump to anybody.